Right. You're now tuned into
Not Your Average Podcast.
Episode number 23.
Yes, sir.
We got a special guest in the building.
We do. Very special guest.
On top of the world, me and my clique. Got it out the mud, now we all lit. This how I feel to be rich, black and poppin'. Fuck your feelings, I can hear the money calling. Yeah, me and my friends. Yeah, me and my twins. Yeah, me and my friends.
I don't think I've heard this one before.
It's good. We played this like 4 times in a way.
My friends, my niggas,
just practicing the intro.
Oh.
Who they think they playing with? Who in God's name?
We'll play a little bit for the fans that are watching, listening, and we'll introduce our special guest.
You ain't doing high grade. No, I gotta make a good first impression. Fuck up from the back, letting out all my aggression. Amigo got you acting reckless. Sex you with the lights on.
I think he just dropped this too.
Oh, really? What's it say?
I brought some bottles and bitches for me and my friends.
Yeah, not too long ago.
2 months, a month ago, maybe?
Something like that.
So count my pockets, just know that I'm getting my ends. I might spend it all on my friends. On top of the world, me and my clique. Got it out the mud, now we all lit.
It's featuring Lil Dirk, but we got the real Dirky on this thing.
Hey. Did you just come up with that right now?
Yeah, off the dome.
My God.
Should be a rapper.
My God.
Me and my twin. Yeah. Me and my friend.
That ain't your dog, you ain't got the same eyes. That's my mud, brother, got love for him. Like
Jesse was pretty sad this episode. We don't have the
Yeah, bro. I wish I had the horns with me.
It's a whole nother vibe with the horns, man.
You trying to fight me, come on,
I'll just do them for you.
Yeah.
and if we fucking sit outside,
I had this soundboard that's got a bunch of like sounds on it. It's on my phone, but we can't have both.
There's only like 4 inputs.
These are my brothers who I'm with, these not my homies. For his baby shower, ain't had no money, I gave him
Let me see if I can find something.
Call his mama, my mama, or call her auntie.
On top of the world, me and my clique. Got it out the mud.
Cheers, boys.
Yes, sir.
Ready to rock. Let's have a good time.
I'm pumped.
There's a hole in my glass.
What?
It's going out way too quick.
There's a puddle on the ground, dang. Can we get a refill?
Right.
Me and Mike.
You are now tuned in to the Not Your Average Podcast, episode number 23.
23 in the book.
Like I mentioned before, we got a special guest in the building,
Yes.
a.k.a. Jamie Dirk.
Do you prefer
Ruiz.
Jamie or Dirk?
See, this is weird because I always sit there and I say to people, if I'm out in like my hometown and stuff like that, it's strictly like Jamie, because the gaming life at one point was it's starting to become more into my personal life now.
Oh.
But I feel like for something like this that's gonna go on socials and stuff, we can go with Dirk. It's not gonna be weird. You saying Dirk, seeing Jesse call me Dirk instead of Jamie will be a little weird since we grew up together.
Yeah,
but
hey, but I'm here for it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. You're Dirk in my eyes right now.
hey, I almost, when I became a citizen, I was gonna put that as my legal middle name,
Dirk?
so that way I could be like, I didn't go by Dirk because of Dirk Nowitzki. I did it because I was born with the name. They'll be like, what the fuck? That makes no sense.
Hey, but I was telling Garrett the other day. Oh wait, yesterday, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about, somehow we ended up on sports, dude, and I was like, yo, I remember Jamie being the only person I've ever seen in my entire life own a Bengals jersey.
Yeah.
Like, Jamie's the first ever diehard Bengals fan I ever knew in my entire life.
I asked him,
and I'm pretty sure it was a Chad Ochocinco.
Yeah, I got the because it was I think I got Chad Johnson first, and then as soon as he changed his name to Ocho Cinco, I got an Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, it was like in like 6th grade, maybe.
Yeah, and what's crazy too is that, I mean, you got to imagine all the bullshit I dealt with this past Super Bowl. Like, I don't watch football very much, but I'm like, damn, my team's in the Super Bowl. And like, well, how long you been a fan for? I was like, dude, I got pictures in middle school with this jersey on. So I only liked them because they matched the high school colors.
Yeah,
that's why I'm a big fan of like cool looking jerseys, and I've always felt like the Bengals have always had the best jerseys with like the tiger stripes.
Oh yeah. But yeah, dude, that was the The first person I ever seen with a Bengals jersey ever in my entire life.
It was me and Levi Barker.
Oh, Levi had one too?
The only Bengals fans, I think, in the entire fucking area code. I don't think there's a single other person.
Where you at?
He's probably working.
He comes walking in like, oh, shit.
You guys talking about the Bengals?
Yeah, Gary, I'm going to need your fingerprint over here. This thing just...
we are high tech over here?
Yeah, well, we got some tech stuff. Want to shout out our episode sponsor.
Yes, sir.
The Cave, located in Byron, Illinois.
Which is where we are filming at right now.
You know, getting some drinks.
It's a vibe in here.
It is a vibe, dude. It's like a college bar, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like if anybody's coming home for the holidays and they want a college bar feel, I feel like this is definitely the vibe.
This is the bar. They got the best burgers. Dude, the fries are phenomenal here.
Yeah.
I love the fries.
Dude, they used to have the fried pickles. They don't have them anymore. I'm beefing. I need them back.
The wings.
Yes, wings slap.
But shout out to the Cave for letting us record and shoot this video or this podcast here. But dude, for the people that are listening and watching, who is Dirk?
Yeah.
Who is Jamie? For those that know you, and for the people that don't know you as Dirk, what's where you come from? Like how we talked about earlier, but that you started gaming and all that stuff, and we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But for the people that don't know who you are, and just see you on the Instagram, and they see you as a social media content creator, who are you? Like, explain to them who you are.
I try to tell people that Jamie is a nerd who just couldn't make money doing what he liked, and Dirk is the cooler nerd who was able to capitalize and be able to make it into a career.
Yeah,
I like that.
So it's always been it's almost been two personas. Like, what's interesting is that obviously everybody around this town, everybody who knows me, went to school with, they all know me as Jamie. I maybe somebody will fuck with me. I'll be at the gas station, I hear somebody yell at Dirk, and I was like, oh yeah, whatever. But in the gaming world, anywhere I go to, I'm not Jamie. I will never in my life be called Jamie by anybody. And when they do, I'm kind of like, whoa, that's a little fucking weird. So, I grew up in England, moved over here to the U.S., worked primarily in basketball, didn't know what basketball was when I moved over to the United States, which is the funniest part about what I do now when I tell this story. But I was a big soccer guy growing up. Didn't really I always had an interest in video games. That was the one thing. I think even probably you remember in high school. I was nonstop at it. Competing, playing, didn't get into broadcasting until I think it was my senior year of high school, and I was so scared to tell people that I kept it hidden. I had I had my personal Twitter, which I think was Jamie D. Ruiz or something, and then I had my D2K Nowitzki 41 Twitter, which had a picture of Dirk Nowitzki with a Kappa Twitch emote on his face.
Oh, for real?
I didn't show my face for a year.
Damn.
Nobody knew.
I didn't know that.
Not even my closest friends knew what I was doing. So I was really, when they say moving in silence, not even my mom knew what I was doing, but they didn't know to the level at the time or what I was, if I was showing my face or not, which I was making YouTube content just with my voice and didn't show my face probably until about a year in. So
at what point were you I want to do this shit? How long were you playing games and just kind of in diving into the culture and the scene? Where you're this is what I'm gonna do. Fuck going to school.
Yeah,
hobby turning into this is what I'm gonna be doing.
It was always for me. I mean, it was always a hobby. But even when I was in I want to say around 7th or 8th grade. So when I was around 13, 14 years old, Call of Duty World at War released. I got a brand new pair of Turtle Beach wireless headphones, the best in the business that you could get at the time. And I started playing online tournaments. We were playing for money and stuff like that. And I was so young. And you have to think, in online gaming, kids still get made fun of today when their voice doesn't sound very good. I had a high-pitched voice for fucking ever. I could not talk shit to a single motherfucker on the game because you fucking squeaker. Did your parents buy you the game? Yeah, they did. I'm fucking 13. What do you want me to do? So, I always enjoyed competing. I've just always been a very competitive person. Not competitive in PE class where you want to go sweat it out. That's over the top. But just competitive in that regard. I always wanted to be the best whatever I'm pursuing.
Yeah.
So, I hated school. To this day, I still sit there. I'm people go to college. I'm that's amazing, good for you. I was I could never see I did a semester of it. And I'm no, I'm good. High school, miserable. But so that's when it was always in high school when they were trying to drill in your brain go to school or you're not going to do shit with your life. Not saying it obviously in that regard, but always just kind of pushing that you're not going to do anything.
Yeah. And there's some people that that's not for them.
Yeah.
It's not.
And so, there's so many people, I've met people who in the industry who are still actively going to school. Maybe they I'm one of the few people I think I've met where I'm hey, you going to college? I go, no. So I said, shit, you're doing this shit and go to college. Yeah, because like esports is that weird. So you don't go to college to be a broadcaster for esports. You go to college to like TV news anchor, sports broadcaster, things along those lines.
Yeah.
So it was definitely around high school when all that stuff was going on. Future planning. This is this one big test. You take this. This is going to decide your entire life. I'm like, well, my fucking life is over then if I'm taking this. Still to this day, I don't even know what I got on my ACT.
Bro, we used to get bagels. Bagels and water.
Oh, dude, they'd like
to take those tests.
I'm getting
really.
I was so bad in school, and like I remember like on the ACT they got like physics and all this stuff, and I'm still in fucking biology, and I'm sitting there like going through. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. I'm just scribbling in the answers. Like, give me my fucking bagel and my water.
Yeah,
like, ooh, great.
That's literally what it was.
Yeah.
Dude.
So I don't know. It's just I always had a mindset of like I'm not gonna let one test define me, and I know it's gonna be one test. No matter how hard I tried, I'm not gonna fucking get it.
Yeah.
It's at that stage where so many other people were like in those classes and things that you were studying. Could I have prepped better? Yeah, but I just had no motivation to. So that was always that pushing drive because I always wanted to prove them wrong. Because if you don't go to college, like you're gonna work your entire life. You're gonna be stuck in a factory doing this until you're old. Your back's gonna hurt, and so I want it to be different. So that was like the motivation. But the funny thing was, it was never for broadcasting. I hated the. I was always good speaking in front of crowds, performing, whatever. But when it came down to like actual broadcasting, didn't have the voice for it. So it was just I couldn't bear it. I wanted to be a journalist, like a NBA beat writer.
Oh, dope,
deal.
dope.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
So that was like my initial plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you so for the people that are listening, right? You pretty much started in the era where if you were playing Call of Duty, there was some grimy shit going on in the chats.
Oh, dude.
Like you had to be a grown man at 14.
Like threats.
Yeah, threats. Like I'm gonna come shoot your mom in the house. Like if we lose or something.
I've had because I used to, I don't want to say like dabble in it, like I used to do it severely, but you used to be able to pull like people's IP addresses and stuff like that.
Oh, damn. Hey, FBI, if you're listening.
Completely all legal tools, by the way. But yeah, so like, I mean, that used to, especially like when you were competing, right? So back then they didn't have like a dedicated server, so whoever the host of the game was, you could download a tool and like get people's IP addresses, and all of a sudden they could like boot you offline. So I remember, I can remember this so vividly. I think it was like Modern Warfare 2, playing in a public match. I'm talking hella shit to this person, and he sends me these numbers, like 192.354.1.2.1.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? He goes, you live in. So I think like the IP addresses typically here don't like trace directly back to Byron. I think it's Love's Park.
Oh,
goes,
damn.
You live in Rockford, Illinois, and I'm like sitting there. I'm like, I sat there. I was like, no, the fuck I don't. But I was still like, holy shit.
How did they
he
find
got
that out?
close.
Yeah.
So I immediately, like, I still remember I blocked the guy and immediately left the game and like didn't want to touch my consoles. Like, I swear to God, if I get another message from this dude, I shit
you were
myself.
shook. You were shook.
As soon as that happened to me, I was like, wait, I can do this to people.
Let's figure this out.
Not going to the point of being like, you live here. Dude, it used to be grimy as fuck back in the days of GameBattles.com when you were competing and playing Call of Duty. People would knock you offline. They would like pull the plug in their own game before you get a screenshot of you winning the game, so then that way they would get the win, or like you'd have to replay.
Oh my god!
It was
all
a
based
wild,
off
wild
of
west.
ranks, right?
Yeah, it was.
It's
So it was all
ranked.
like back then. You like now you're playing PlayStation. You hit the share button. It can record like 30 minutes before the game, and so you're in the clear.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
pulled the plug back then before somebody could grab their fucking little Canon camera to take a photo, or on their flip phone get a picture. You have to replay the game.
Damn.
So it was fucking grimy.
Cutthroat.
Damn.
But the one thing I sit there, I'm like, I got a lot of tools at my ability I never thought I would have because of that. So like, with capturing video, like I made sure to get at the time it was like a Dazzle capture card. It was the one thing to have. Made sure to get one of those. I always have my camera recording like over my shoulder while I'm playing the game, just in case someone pulls the plug.
Damn, dude.
That's
It was
cool, though.
fucking crazy.
Damn.
Wow.
Remember we were talking about this, like, you guys know the days of MySpace.
Yeah.
Right, back in the day. Dude, I feel like I had a MySpace profile and I hid everything on the profile because I was pissed off that people would keep like stealing my music. There's like a music player on the profile.
Yep.
So I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna learn how to code this shit. So I learned how to code a MySpace page to hide everything. You would be able to it's those things.
It's
dude.
those little
Like,
things,
It's
man.
those little things that's like, you know what? I'm tired of fucking people stealing my shit.
Yeah.
I hate that you can see my friends. You don't need to see my friends.
Yeah.
I'm gonna block all this. But I don't know how to do it. So I'm gonna Google it. And at that time, dude, if you really notice, like, the internet now compared to when we were like in middle school is like so filtered out.
Oh, 100%.
Like, you used to be able to just Google any, like, dude, I remember I had like illegally downloaded like Photoshop and like a bunch of these apps, which I mean the statute of limitations is by far gone now, so I'm not gonna go to jail if I do that, if I say that. But like I had downloaded a bunch of shit, and like now you can't even get like free like just anything on the internet. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay for all that shit.
They took down Pirate Bay and everything else fizzled out with it. But no, I mean that's it's always like crazy how it works out, because when people, there's always those jokes about the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, you wouldn't survive because of all the shit that people are saying. That stuff was nasty back then. I mean, even I played the new Call of Duty, and it was my first time playing, and I was streaming. And like on Twitch, if somebody says like one of those specific words, you get banned like within 5 minutes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, you know what, dude? I'm gonna throw back to like when I used to do it. Like part of my content I used to do was I'd go into random games and like fake commentate it just for practice. Bro, I tried doing that, and he turns on his mic. You stupid fucking boom, 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 rattling off. And I'm like, oh, I'm never playing this shit again.
Damn.
It still exists. Like, it's still out there. But yeah, it's just, it's different times. But it's incredibly fucked up what people do. But yeah, you have to like, it was one of those things. The reason I started learning, I'm like, how can I get people's IP addresses? How can I do this? Like, to protect myself.
For sure.
That shit was like, you had to fight back with fucking something. You don't want to just roll over. So like, I'm like, 14, 13 years old, someone telling me like they know where I'm gonna live and they're gonna do this. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Half to death, I bet.
And I would have been like, I know where you live. You live in this town. Actually, your bedroom's in the corner. I can see it from the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I just know their IPs. I don't know how to dox somebody and get their address off an IP. That's a whole different fucking ball game. But Jesus Christ,
all this stuff's over my head. I'm just sitting here looking back and forth, like,
well, Gary,
coding.
You do some Twitch stuff, or you have a Twitch
I do like the
whatever,
broadcasting
right?
stuff. I don't do the IP stuff.
What are your thoughts, Jamie, on like the whole Twitch like era, right? Like right now, and like how it's like it was literally like maybe since I'm not in that world, right? Like you can kind of describe to us like how Twitch has like grown, and like the following has grown, and like how it's helped you like get some viewers and all that kind of stuff. Like how to just
like live instead of
like
taking a video and then film and like editing it. Now it's all live, and you just turn it on.
You turn a game on and you're
whatever
on Twitch
happens
and people
is
can
out there.
See it. Like it's helping people, right? It's helping people
100%.
get like,
because like there's some people who or just like thrive when it comes to a live situation compared to like maybe you don't want to go through an edit. It saves you the whole editing your own videos and getting all that done. So that's what I like about live streaming most. Like I do like editing. I find it like very therapeutic when I am editing stuff.
Got you.
But there's sometimes where you just don't feel like it, and maybe you don't have a trust in another person to go edit the way that you like to edit.
Yeah,
so it's tough. But yeah, I've been around not streaming, but like actively like on it. Like before Twitch was even Twitch, it was Justin TV. Back in the day.
Oh, it was a different name.
Yeah, so I went to Justin TV and then went over to Twitch. So right at the time, I was actually doing some like GTA San Andreas role play. And I remember this like when Twitch was still young, so I had a bunch of like Twitch channels. I was always out there like watching all these guys. One of the people has like one of the most popular emotes on the thing is called like a Craiggasm. I used to like work with him when he like ran this GTA server that he was doing too. So that's what I think the best thing about it is. It's just it's live. It doesn't take as much effort. You're just clicking a button. You're just playing the game.
Damn.
I mean, obviously, it takes the effort of like finding somebody to make your graphics, get your alerts and everything set up. But other than that, you're just doing what you love. You do have to be an entertainer at the end of the day too. That factors in.
For sure.
But that just comes in like with the gaming. It's always one of those things. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, you can still sit there and stream. There's an audience out there for no matter who is streaming.
Oh yeah.
You just never know. It's all about who is going to come by the stream.
Yeah.
Like I've sat there like streams where I just like nobody comes in. All of a sudden, this popular streamer comes in and raids me with all of his viewers, and I'm like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden, the stream just gets lit. Goes fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a live aspect.
Damn.
And I think too, it gives a lot of gamers who have always used gaming as an escape, maybe weren't the most outgoing people throughout their lives. It gives you a chance to not have to worry about that social anxiety of interacting face to face. You're just a person in the chat.
Yeah, I was seeing who's the popular Twitch streamer? Aiden Ross.
Yeah.
He's getting like, what is it, like swatted?
Yeah, so that leads into the whole IP stuff.
Do you know anything about that? I don't really know.
Dude, it's just so incredibly fucked up.
Horrible.
Is that like a viewer calling the cops on him?
Yeah, it's literally just it's people. The thing is, a lot of them aren't from the U.S. There's like, if I'm not mistaken, there's like rules and regulations in like Europe and other places where it's not as punishable, which is crazy. So a lot of these people who would do this, they're from like fucking Netherlands, Germany, England, somewhere around there doing it. swatting used to be very bad back when I first started actually commentating back in Black Ops 2. So it's like 2013, 2014, like around then, there was a lot of gaming teams. I remember Optic, they had a house in Hoffman Estates. Got swatted. Even the house they had before that got swatted. So it's just more of a way of like to cause discomfort. And it's so basically what swatting is, right? It's just calling it a fake police report, but a very bad fake police report.
Like you got like a
it's
drugs
saying
or something
like
in there.
no, it's even worse. It's going, I have my wife and my dogs at gunpoint. I'm about to shoot my dogs and I'm going to shoot my wife. And so like when they show up, it's a heavy
Hostile.
police. It's like busting down the doors, guns out, like ready to go.
Damn.
And there was even a situation where I remember, because he started doing this to some people in the 2K community. There was a swatter at one time who he was like targeting some people. His whole Twitter was like, see my likes for work that I've done. And all of his likes are like swatting called in at the school, swatting bomb threat called in here. And he called in a SWAT. I think it was in Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. Called in a SWAT to a house over a wager on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And the cops went in and they accidentally shot and killed the dad because he walked out first.
Damn.
And so the guy, they ended up
God.
catching the dude, and he went away for a fucking long time. They get banned from the internet, like even if they get released from prison. So that stuff is insane. And the thing with Aiden too, like I've been on podcasts with Aiden. I've talked with Aiden.
So you've conversated
Yeah,
with him.
yeah.
Wow,
I've
that's
had
crazy.
conversations with him and stuff too. When that stuff happens to any streamer, I'm just like, dude, why?
Yeah, for
because
sure.
it's scary. Like you don't really get to see the full thing. You just see them like with their hands up and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
in the background, they have guns out and ready to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do it for different reasons. Like even the guy who swatted Aiden like came out and was like, yeah, just I told you to not have black people on the podcast or on
so
your
it was
show
like,
anymore.
It was like a racist.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it's like, you keep doing it, I'm going to keep doing it. And
Damn.
he's just like, dude, like, what the fuck is going on? And the shittiest part about it is you can try to track these persons, like, people's down. I don't know, like, the FBI and stuff gets involved. But the crazy thing about it is, like, half of them, they just go without getting caught. So, like, they'll just continue to keep on riding that train, keep on doing it. Or like they have to come to some sort of agreement, like with the streamer, like, okay, you pay me X amount of money and I'll
So
leave
it's like
you alone.
extortion.
Yeah, there's so many different
Blackmail.
variations of it. It's insane. So
Wow.
yeah, it's fucking terrible. I hate it. I hate when people get swatted.
That is good. And this is the first time, like, recently that, because I saw a video of him, like, he's, like, standing out of his balcony, like, looking at the cops literally swarming his, like...
He knows too
like,
before
his
it happens.
house.
So like, I mean, with him, he's got bodyguards too. He lives in a
Yeah.
penthouse, so he's got guards probably like on the ground floor. He's got guards up above the room.
Yeah.
And I just remember there was one. He got swatted, and I think it was 2 days later went live again.
Yeah.
Got swatted again. He knew before it was even happening because they get to see everything off the top of the balcony.
Oh, my
Jeez.
God, dude.
Yeah. So swatting's like that. That's just like never made sense to me that you're calling it. People never even labeled it a prank. They know they're doing it with ill intent. Like they interviewed the guy who swatted him, or I've still been trying to figure out if it was real or not, if it was actually him. He goes, "Why would you swat me? I could have died." He goes, "Well, you didn't though, did you?"
Jesus.
It's like, dude, it's
accidents
like
happen.
16-year-old kids doing this, and it's like it's not hard to do. That's the shittiest part.
Yeah.
Like VPNs are a thing, and fucking Skype calling and other spoof numbers are a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, my
So,
God, dude.
yeah.
I didn't realize it was that deep.
Yeah, I mean it's weird. Like it goes through stages. Like there will be sometimes where lots of swattings are happening. You'll go like a year and not hear anything, and boom, all of a sudden when it happens to every big streamer.
Holy
Because
shit.
like I had never really heard about it until you mentioned it about Aiden, and then I saw it on a video, just like a little clip on TikTok or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't really. I thought it was kind of a marketing stunt.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
it was one of those where it's like, oh, the cops showed up in my house and something like that. But it's a real deal. I didn't know that.
Dude, I feel like to still stay on this like Twitch subject, right? I feel like people are like really blowing up on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like you'll be on Twitch like commentating or playing, right? And like Aiden Ross, like how did he? I don't know if you know this, but like how did he like? Where did it come from? Like did he play games online too?
Aiden started off as a 2K streamer. So he was playing Park. The turning point for Aiden's career, I would say personally, from like I never used to watch him all the time.
Yeah.
But enough to kind of know what really set him up top.
Yeah.
He started playing with LeBron James' son Bronny on the
Oh,
Park.
shit.
And there was one clip that went viral where really everything changed. Bronny put LeBron on the mic, and Aiden got to say like, "What's up? I love you."
Yeah.
LeBron's like, "Oh man,
Just
that's
fanned
love."
out.
Like all this, he's saying like, "Oh, me and Bronny are getting dubs." That clip went so fucking viral.
Wow.
But then like his content's like, there's a lot of people that kind of disagree with the stuff that he does.
Yeah.
Me personally, like I'm not a fan of that style of content, but anytime you get to actually talk to somebody and listen to him, it's like, okay, it's just, his content's like a wild style, right? So a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, all things like that. But yeah, he started off with 2. There's a lot of big guys that start off with 2K.
Wow.
And then they kind of like leave it in the dust, like 2Hype, Bad Cash Nasty, Zach TTG, Chris London. They all start off at 2K. They still play a little bit, but now they're doing like in real life content.
Oh yeah, for
a
sure.
lot of those guys in AMP, if like Kai Cenat, Agent, Phantom, like all those guys come from 2K, and it just it builds off of that.
So are there a lot of guys that like you've been in the 2K world for a while now?
Yeah.
Are there some guys that you saw like just be players and now they're just like full-blown celebrities besides like Aiden maybe?
No, like in terms of professional, no. I'd say the closest we had is a guy named Chalk. He hit like legend first in one of the games, started blowing up. He does a lot of like content now. Can't remember what his like 2-turn or something like that.
Yeah.
Where he goes around like interviewing people in Tampa, like asking like, his questions.
Oh yeah,
how many bodies you got? Like things like that.
Yeah,
so I mean, he's pretty popular. But yeah, like Aiden's one of them. Like basically everybody I mentioned with that who plays 2K, those are a lot of like those big names that really stand out. That's where they got their start. They might play, but their content is definitely not centered around 2K the slightest anymore.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy, dude.
That is. I think the big thing with like this Twitch streaming and stuff like that is the live aspect where you can comment, you can interact. Like me, like I did last night on yours. I could say, "Hey, what's up?" and you'll actually respond to me. It almost feels like we're like friends if you don't know the person at all. I think that's like the big thing for live right now.
That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
Is that even like for me personally, like there'll be people who maybe came into my chat 2 years ago and haven't came back, but then they'll type again. I'm like, oh fuck, dude, I remember you.
Yeah.
You just like remember the name, and the cool part is like you can look through chat history for certain usernames and go through like that route.
Yeah.
So it's just it is fun because I mean I've people that I've met through either Twitter or through my streams, and now people that I can talk to like every other day and still feel very close to them.
Yeah.
Even though they just watch my stream, because I look at it as like the support that they gave me is just fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
I never would expect to be like somebody showing up to every single broadcast that I do.
Yeah.
That's usually shit you expect like close friends, maybe some family to end up doing. But the fact that there's some random guy taking time out of like their work day or they're relaxing at night and they choose to watch you for entertainment out of the fucking millions on millions of millions of people
endless.
on Twitch.
Yeah. Or even just like Netflix and all those other things. There's endless entertainment that you can check out, but they're gonna sit and watch you play.
My favorite thing is
crazy.
that, like, because Twitch and Amazon, right? Like, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you get a free subscription to a channel.
Oh, okay.
When you link it with your Twitch.
Oh.
And so, whenever somebody does that with Twitch Prime, I always have a running joke. I'm like, damn, bro, there's fucking millions of streamers. You get one free sub a month. So, like, once it ends, you can go use it for somebody else. I'm like, damn, out of everybody on this platform, you used your Twitch Prime sub on me.
Yeah.
It's like, that's special.
That's pretty cool.
And it's like, that's a little heartfelt thing because you got these
is.
people, you got like the XQCs, you got the Kais, you got the Aidens who are pulling in like 50,000 fucking viewers at a time.
Yeah.
And then there's like, sweet, dude, I'll go ahead and give you this. So it might not mean much to somebody. They're like, oh, well, it's just a free sub. I'm like, dude, there's just so many fucking streamers on this platform.
Yeah.
Like, you could go somewhere else and use it, but
choices.
it's like, fuck, you used it here, so sweet.
Talking about subscribers?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking
dude.
about. So I didn't know this. Amazon, when you have Amazon
Amazon's
Prime,
owned by, Twitch is owned by Amazon. So when you have the Amazon Prime, you can link it with your Twitch account and get a free subscription. Once a month.
And he's saying some people use it on. He's saying some people use it on him, which out of the million or the so many options, if they use that free one for him, it feels pretty good.
That is dope, dude.
Yeah.
How does it feel, like, starting from zero and then now having like some kind of following?
Is it weird?
Bro, it's got to be weird.
It was weird when I first ever started. I got thankful. So back in the day in Call of Duty Black Ops 2, there was a thing called League Play. And so you would just go into a random game. It puts you with people. I was thankful enough that one of the games I went into, I was playing with somebody from Optic at the time. His name's Merc. And so I went into his game, and me and him were just like really hitting it off, like good vibe and everything like that. And I remember I wasn't streaming at the time, but I had a Twitter, and it like matched my Xbox thing, so people were fucking going crazy. I was doing some stupid shit. I was telling them I can like bark like a dog, like just something so dumb.
Yeah.
But it worked.
Oh.
And so I started doing that, so people knew me as like the barking dog guy.
Gotcha.
And I remember getting into a game with them again, but this time Nade Shot was in the game too. And so like that even amplified it a little bit more. So while I was still doing the commentary stuff, I started getting more eyes on it. But yeah, it's weird because I feel like it's the more you focus on the following, you're not getting it. But as soon as you stop paying attention, it starts to blow up. Like I can't even remember like the turning. Actually, I do remember a little bit of a turning point to where I started getting a lot more followers. But yeah, going from like literally ground zero maybe having not even on my gaming stuff, not even having personal friends following it.
Yeah, because you're keeping
like,
it low key.
Yeah, super low. So like I had like some NBA players I followed. But then, like the other shit that I would get was like, follow for follow, and I'm like, fuck dude.
The
like,
fraud, the fake stuff.
Hashtag follow Friday, like follow these accounts. So I always used to just like go through that. But yeah, to get to where it's at now is fucking, it's weird.
Yeah, dude.
Like I sit there like, I mean, I don't get a lot of interaction on my tweets just because like there was a stretch where I just stopped tweeting for a while too, just because social media is toxic.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so like I was, but yeah, I got like 12K Twitter, I think 15K Instagram, and so it's weird. It's cool that like that many people see it, and depending on the tweet, like one might just fucking go crazy out of the blue. I'm like, why is this? You tweet some motivational shit, it's always good for numbers. That's the one thing. I'll be like, oh man, life's got me down and beat, but I'm strong. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
it's like,
be a savage.
100,000 likes or some shit.
Yeah. So I mean, I've had like a few viral tweets pop off, which is always like fun. I remember I had a Johnny Sins meme pop off one time. That was fucking hilarious. But yeah, so it's just always. It's always like random. There's a lot of, because I mean, some tweets go viral. It's like political, and I hate politics, like with a dying fucking passion.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll jump in to get the interactions. I'm like,
sure.
I fucking hate this.
I doubled up, boys.
What?
I doubled up on drinks.
Shit.
That way we don't have to just get up and go. Just double it.
Yeah, you're good. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you
hell yeah.
so much.
Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, these are the screwdrivers?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, for the listeners out there.
Thank you.
Gary likes screwdrivers.
Yeah.
They're not
he
too
mentioned
bad.
orange juice at the beginning
You
here.
do need some.
And I was like, man, it's what time?
Yeah.
Maybe we don't need to tell what time.
Yeah,
but anyways,
no. Well, yeah, what time is it? It's 11:47 in the
It's
morning.
officially, I mean, it's open, you
It's
know.
noon.
It's noon.
That's what I was saying. Is like, it makes me feel like less of a piece of shit when I come in here and get something with some fruit.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
Get caved,
a little
as they say.
juice, a little something.
That's funny. To go back to what you were saying though, Jamie. You said Optic, right?
Yep.
Can you explain to me what that is? Like, what is it? A company that like you like joined for a little while, or like?
Well, so I had no. So Optic is like one of the biggest esports organizations in the world.
Got you.
I wish I would have fucking joined. That would have been sick. But like they were back in the day, like when Call of Duty first started with content creation, it was a lot of like. Optic was a sniping clan. FaZe was a sniping clan. So they just had like a bunch of people making all these sniping montages.
Okay.
And then they both started to spread a little bit more into like, competitive Call of Duty and stuff like that. So
like teams.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So Hector Rodriguez, who's I think he's like still the CEO of the company, like basically founded it with a couple other people. He lived in, I think it was in Schaumburg, around the area. He lived somewhere like close to Chicago.
Yeah.
And so everything that they did was out of the Schaumburg, Hoffman Estates area.
Got you. Okay.
Now they're down to Dallas just because they shift. I mean, that's what everybody who runs a business, right?
Yeah.
You want to go to California or Texas?
Right?
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah, Florida too. Get those breaks. So yeah, now they're out of there. So it was cool. That's the whole reason it happened, is because they had a team house in Illinois, and so when you matchmake, it gets people closer in your region.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I was able to get into the games with them.
Gotcha.
Like when they were like playing and stuff.
Yeah.
So if they were if they didn't have a team house in Illinois, who's to fucking say? I don't even know what the fuck I'd be doing right now, because that
Damn.
probably wouldn't have happened.
So that's the start.
that's
That's like the
crazy.
start right there.
That's literally like I think I did one broadcast before that, and then like the next one that I did got a lot more traction because of that moment.
Wow.
I didn't realize that it was like region kind of based, like certain systems.
It
like
never
that.
was like used to be. It's used to just be like just kind of like put you anywhere with the best ping. And back then, I mean, now it's a lot easier. Like they got centralized servers and all this.
Yeah.
But yeah, people started catching on. It's like, oh shit, it's putting me. Like I remember playing with somebody from Rockford one time.
Yeah,
just out of
sure.
the blue. Like asking,
Wow.
where are you from? It's like, oh, Rockford. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
That's
I'm only
crazy.
15 minutes away.
Yeah. But then
Damn.
sometimes you'll get the random person like, I'm from Los Angeles. I'm like, how the fuck are you in this
Yeah,
game?
what?
Damn. When you say team house, it's like a bunch of dudes living in a house.
Yeah. So it'd be at the time. So it was when Call of Duty was.
It's like an esport frat house.
It'd be like
Yeah,
Jake Paul when he had
basically.
Team 10.
It's like the frat house vibes without like the partying and all that. I think like at the time the house was sponsored by Scuff, so they were doing a lot of content with that. But yeah, so they just had this huge house. You had the 4 players on the team that were all staying there. Each have their own separate bedrooms, and you have one room that's literally tables, computers and consoles to where like you can like live stream and practice from.
Damn,
Dude, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Hey, we need that.
I was gonna say we got
Yo,
Kingsley's
dude,
house.
It
Yo,
was
Kingsley.
literally, I think everybody, once they saw Team House happen, I even sat there at the time and I was like, dude, this would be fucking sick.
This is the next
all
thing.
day, every day.
It'd be the most amazing thing ever to have something along those lines of doing that.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, there was always just debate, like, is Team House is a good thing? Are they a bad thing? Like, what could, like, so there's still like Team Houses that happen now. You brought up the Team 10 house.
Yeah.
Like, they'll buy this huge mansion. People will make content in it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like, if you have the lifestyle for it, you're not in a relationship, you don't have like dogs or anything,
That's
Team House would
key
be
right
fucking
there.
perfect.
For sure.
That's key
But if you got
right
the
there.
other stuff, then
For sure.
yeah, you can't do it.
Hey,
No.
my girlfriend Laura's not going for that, bro.
She's not about it?
She ain't going
Laura,
for that.
come on.
Actually, you know what? She might.
She might for
She might.
like 6 months, maybe
Yeah,
like a year.
She'd be like, hey, you get a year time, so that's it.
Have fun for a little bit. That's funny.
Damn, that's crazy, dude. That's how it started. That's how you
Yeah.
got in right there.
That's cool.
And so like it's not even like
crazy.
their house. It's literally somebody like the sponsor like is leasing out or renting the house out to them
for
which
them
is
to
the
just
coolest
pump
part.
out the content.
And they don't have to pay fucking. I don't think they have to pay bills.
Oh.
Damn. How's the speaking of bills and like making money and stuff, like how does it? I really don't know how the Twitch stuff makes money.
Yeah.
Is it just based on views, like, or how many people are watching, like subscribers, or how does that
It's
work?
subscribers is the main source. If you're a big enough streamer to like an Aiden Ross like them, you can make so much money off of fucking ads. So that's like the crazy part is that if you're a streamer and you're not getting subs, you're probably not making money.
Yeah, for sure. You're just
if
doing it for the love.
Yeah, if you're pulling those like 5-figure viewers and you can make some. I don't exactly know, but it's usually off of subs and then ad revenue is the main thing.
Damn.
Sometimes they'll have like sponsorship opportunities or these things they call bounty boards. They say, hey, stream this game for 2 hours, you'll make this money.
Damn.
Oh, that's interesting.
But that's only given to massive guys.
yeah.
Damn. And to do like the whole streaming stuff, you have to have like a whole ass setup.
Oh, dude,
Right.
I have 2 PCs.
Hey, talk your shit,
3
Jamie.
monitors,
Talk your
PS5, Canon Rebel T7i, Shure SM7B, Go XLR audio mixer, Cloud Lifter.
Hey, Gary, you know any of this shit?
Oh, some of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
don't know
watched
a
the
damn
video
thing.
on you earlier, and I noticed you had a little stream deck.
Yeah,
We
so
use those a lot,
I had
too.
the Stream Deck, the Elgato key lights, and everything
Damn.
too. So yeah, my setup. I remember like my PC's $3,500. I think I got it like a couple years back, and so yeah, I mean, it.
That's a
definitely-
small car, dude.
Yeah, definitely with COVID. Definitely with COVID, it
camera.
had to like make me amplify my setup though. It never
Oh,
used to be
yeah,
that good, but
for
now I'm like,
sure.
oh shit, I'm actually gonna be working from home now.
Oh, yeah,
for
So
sure,
gotta
for sure.
invest in it, and of course, I mean it's tax write-offs too, so that's always a fucking good thing to
Yeah.
go along. But
Well, it's
yeah.
investing in yourself, too.
yeah,
I mean,
I got it.
sure.
It's like
only
a
gonna make
fucking
your content
spaceship
better.
in there.
Damn,
So,
That's
dude.
kick-ass.
I don't know why this is sparking like a question, but all right. So like you're talking about tax write-offs and all that kind of stuff, right? So you're your own business.
Yep.
Pretty much, right? So like when you were keeping it low key through high school, right? As you mentioned before, nobody knew. I definitely didn't know. Like I knew you played games and I knew you were into it, but like I didn't know like you were like on the back burner, like diving in head
Yeah, yeah,
first,
yeah.
right? How did that conversation go? Like with like your mom, or like, hey mom, I'm not going to school. This is what I'm gonna do. Like this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
My mom would have been like, yo, you're an idiot.
Shut up.
Like get the fuck out.
My mom probably wanted to say that. She supported it for a little bit, and then
I feel like it's hard in that age group for them to
Yeah.
understand like what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
it was weird. So like she supported it, and I think she didn't say it, but I just kind of knew it was like a ticking time bomb. I was probably gonna have like about a year to do this, and I did. And then my mom was like, "You got to get out and get a job and all this," and she kicked me out, and then I just wanted to go live with my dad.
Oh yeah. Where
And
was he at?
He was in Winnebago at the time.
Got you.
And so he laid it fucking down. He says, "Look, you're filling out one job application a day. I'm setting up for you to go to this factory that's right across from where I work.
Yeah.
To go like do temp work and all this. Like
Yeah.
you're not living here fucking rent, because that was a good thing about living with my mom is like it was rent free.
Yeah.
And I definitely was like, I don't want to say bumming it, because when I say bumming it makes me feel like I'm just laying in bed all day and not
No,
doing
you
shit.
were
Like, I
doing
was
something.
actively doing something,
Yeah, yeah.
trying to get to a point where I could make money.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But yeah, my dad was like, you can continue doing this stuff, but I'm just letting you know, you got to get a fucking job. You got to do this. You got to do that. So yeah, he kind of lit that under me. And I think I like lived with him for about 6 months and then moved back in with my mom.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was working at the time and then still doing all this like on the side as well. So yeah, no, it was always really interesting how that ended up working out, because that's when I worked. I think my first job was at Menards. I want to say.
Were you outside in the
No, I was in the
landscape part?
hardware area.
Oh shit.
Oh.
And then that's when I got fired.
Oh wait, what? Why'd you get fired?
I never told you. You never heard about this story?
No, what'd you get fired?
So they had a strict no cell phone use policy. And so on Twitter, part of my content that I used to do just to like get interactions and people would always interact with, I would take like selfies on the toilet. Not like this, but like this, right? And so I remember I was in a bathroom break and I was in the stall and I took a selfie and I posted a tweet. I'm like, I get paid to shit, suck my ass, and then at Menards, like tagged it.
Oh, you tagged
them. And so you remember back in the day on Twitter, it used to be an egg if the account's not used, like a little egg profile picture. That's what Menards was, and it was locked. They had no followers or anything. So I'm like, oh fuck, dude, they don't even use it. Like 15 minutes go by and I'm like, maybe I should delete this.
There was a little person on your shoulder saying, hey,
I'm like, you should probably do that. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to delete it. So I had people tweeting me like, you're going to get fired. I'm like, I'm not getting fucking fired, dude. I don't give a shit. 2 months later, I get called out to HR's office and they're like sitting there. I was undergoing for a promotion to go from like night stalker to sales associate. So I was like fucking hyped. I'm saying to my coworkers like, man, when I come back, I'm gonna be a sales associate, all this. And so like the HR ladies at the end of the table like turned this way, like looking away from me. The store manager sitting right next to me, he's got 4 pieces of paper in front. And he goes, right off the bat, just goes, why do you think it's okay to use your phone on the job? I was like, I don't ever use my phone on the job.
God damn, they already knew, bro.
Yeah, I sat there, and he flips over the piece of paper and slides it to me. Bro, it's a screenshot of my tweet.
He printed it out.
And he sits there, and the funniest shit is he has to read it off to me. He goes, we're just verifying that you tweeted, I get paid to shit, suck my ass at Menards. This is you in the photo, right? Clearly just me. With my name tag, too. It says Jamie on it.
You didn't even take the name tag off.
I let it all out. So I said, yep, that's me. He goes, okay, flips over another piece of paper, slides it, and it's the person who tweeted me saying, you're going to get fired for this? And me going, no, the fuck I'm not. And so he reads that off. He's like, you tweeted this correct? I said, yes. Slides over a third piece of paper. Is like, just letting you know you're not getting fired because of the tweet specifically, but because you used your phone. I was like, I'm not fucking stupid. Fourth paper, sliding it over, has me sign it. And then, I got banned from every Menards store in the world for 1 month.
Damn.
Can't go back.
1 month?
Imagine you go to Australia, bro, and you got to get like some nuts or something, and like, you can't even go in there, motherfucker, to get a screw in the nut.
You best believe, though, as soon as I hit 1 month, I went straight back to that store, and I started going up to my coworkers like, dude, you're like a celebrity. Everyone just fucking keeps talking about it. You made the Menards meme page on Facebook.
Damn.
And I'm like, oh, shit.
I never heard that, dude.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Maybe I just didn't pay.
It was like a year after high school, too. So, I mean, I didn't post. I think I posted on Twitter as soon as it happened. Immediately, I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
Damn.
I got to make some funny shit out of this.
Damn, dude. So you pull the stunt, right? Yep. You get fired.
Yep.
And now you got no job.
Yep.
And you're like, fuck. What do I do? Was there a point and you were like, yo, this gaming shit's got to take off. Like this 2K stuff has got to go. Like it's got to go up. Like I
so even then, like 2K wasn't even in the window yet. Like, this was still Call of Duty. Yeah.
Oh.
So the funniest thing about it is that I got fired. So a month after I got fired, I got put into this like American Idol of commentating competition called the Cast Off.
Okay.
And so I was like,
shout out to Dirk, dude.
Really? Dang.
I was with my mom and I'm sitting there. I was like, let me just do this. And like, I promise I'll get a job before I even go to this trip.
Yeah, yo, I'll take the trash out every day.
Yeah. I sat there. So like I'd gotten to a point where I got to the Final Four and they flew you out to a live event in Columbus, Ohio. It was before the World Championships. It was the qualifiers before that. And so I remember I went to the Fifth Alarm, applied there, got hired, and I told them immediately, I was like, I can't work this weekend. And they were like, what? I was like, dude, please, like, just give me the job. I just can't work that one weekend and I'm good.
Yeah, for sure.
Go out there, do my thing. Didn't get paid for it because it's a competition. Yeah, but you got a stipend for food, which I consider payment because it was like $250 a day. I was like, I'm not spending $250 a fucking
right?
And it's like exposure, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I got to like the streamer Courage. First ever person I commentated with at an event was him. Yeah. Puckett, like all these big name guys in the esports industry. Got to meet all the pro players and everything too.
Wow.
And then, so as soon as I got back, just went straight back to work.
Damn.
Because nothing really kicked off after that event. Like, up until that point, that was the only money I ever made doing video game stuff. So that was about, like, 2 or 3 years in, I want to say, without making a single penny from doing it.
Damn, dude.
Maybe get, like, a T-shirt or something. But, that never paid me. So once I did that, I was like, oh, my God, I got a $1,000 check for that. And I remember showing it to my mom. She goes, what the fuck? It's like, it's a real check. I said, yeah, it's a real check.
Yeah.
But she didn't. My mom was like, I was one of those people, she didn't want me to travel because she was like, I think you're going to get kidnapped. This stuff doesn't seem real.
For sure.
There was even times when, like, early parts of it where these organizers would be like, well, we're not going to pay for your flight or hotel, but if you can get out here to the event, you can commentate it. I was like, there's no chance. Me at 18 with no job, I can't. And I'd even ask my dad, like, this would be a big opportunity. And he's like, same shit as my mom. Oh, this doesn't seem right. You're going to go here and they're going to kidnap you.
They just don't know either, dude.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. That generation, that was not a thing at all.
No.
They still don't even know what the fuck I do, really, to be honest. Like, they see pictures, but they're just like,
they're like, Jamie's on Facebook.
Imagine me telling my Mexican ass parents, like, hey, we're doing a podcast, and they're like, with who? I was like, oh, Jamie, and she goes, oh, okay. So where are you gonna do that? I'm like, oh, at the cave. And then Garrett walks in my house, and she goes, oh yeah, I seen you on Facebook. That's all they know is we're just on Instagram and Facebook. But they don't know what we do.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, even for me, I only use Facebook ever to post so my Spanish family can see it. Because they got no clue what the fuck's going on. So like when they seeing all this stuff, they haven't seen me since I was like fucking 13 years old. Yeah. So now they're seeing 28-year-old me like working on stage, like doing all this stuff. And so they always like talk to my dad about it, and they're always saying, oh, so happy for him. He looks so good when he's doing this. But I don't think, other than my brother and sister, I don't think anybody in my family has any fucking clue what I do. Like it's general, like, oh yeah, he works doing this. But if I was to like turn on the broadcast and like show my mom or something, they would watch. But they're like, I don't understand what's happening.
We're watching a game. We're watching someone play a game, commentating on the game. Yeah.
And so I always tell them to, like, if people don't understand it, they have to go out to an event. So I still have, my parents have never came out to a live event yet. So I need them at some point, hopefully, to get out there so they can be like, oh, okay, this is what he does.
But now they're on board with it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Now they're on board.
My dad's a money-motivated person, so as soon as he started seeing how much money I made, he was like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck going to school. He's like, I still think you should probably go to school, but fuck it.
Fuck the job.
Yeah.
You don't need that job.
Yeah. So, like, even, like, my mom, it got to a point where once I was, like, working full-time, like, making on the side, my mom was still like, oh, okay, fuck yeah, cool. Like, go chase your dreams, whatever makes you happy, go do it. So, yeah. So, it was, but my dad's, like, his satisfaction came from once he was like, how much are you making from this? And I told him, and he's like,
all right.
I was wrong.
You can do that. Yeah, we're doing. Wait. When do you need me to book the flight to go? Wherever you need
my
to
dad's
go?
always been like, "Well, if you ever become famous, let me be your manager. I want to be your manager." I'm like, shit, may not be a bad idea.
No, hey, I'm not gonna pay. I'm paying you family price.
Yeah,
you're not getting the full 10%.
I'm giving like 1%.
Yeah, you're the discounted price, bro. Damn, awesome. Dude, that is crazy, bro.
Yeah,
wow,
that is so
like
crazy.
The people just see like that I do work with like the 2K League and stuff. Now they think that. That's when I started.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it was like 2K wasn't even on my radar at that point. 2K wasn't on my radar until 2017, 2018.
How did that come about? Did you just like stumble up on it? Like,
well, and those are two separate.
They're two completely different games.
Playing.
You know what I'm saying? Call of Duty and like NBA 2K. It's completely different.
So it worked out with. So basically the game cycles would be like October, November. Call of Duty I think 2K would release first. In like September or something. And then Call of Duty always like October, November releases. So what the kind of thing the community people would do is that we'd always download 2K. We'd play it for a month. The new Call of Duty would come out, never touch 2K again, just play Call of Duty.
Okay.
So that was like always what people did. It was like a nonstop thing. So what we ended up doing, for me, I started chasing it and pursuing it a little bit more back in like 2K16. So it's like 2015, 2016, then going onwards. And so once it hit like 2017, I was living in Arizona doing water restoration, which was just fucking miserable.
What is that?
Dude, it's like water damage to a home. You got to go and dry it out, basically.
Oh, like just
smells mold, asbestos, fire, hazard cleanup, like disgusting shit.
Oh my god!
So I was working out there, and that was my first time ever working a job like that. And I was like, I can see why this is nationally ranked like one of the worst fucking jobs in the world. It was miserable. Yikes. So like, it only drove like the motivation a little bit more.
For sure.
So, but as I was working out there is when the league and the NBA and NBA2K announced that, hey, we're making a league. And I'm like, dude. Yep. I got to be like one of the most qualified people. I was like, let me see if there's any commentators like in the 2K community right now. Not a single one.
Bro, and there's no guideline. Like, there's no book that says, hey, apply here, do this.
Yeah.
And so, dude, it was like once I was on Twitter every single day, and once I found out who the commissioner at the time or president of the league now, once I found his Twitter, I was like DMing him every fucking day.
Really?
Just give me a shot. And then finally one day he caved. He goes, or send your demo reel to here. I was like, I don't have a fucking demo reel. I didn't have an agent.
He wanted you to like record your.
He wanted me to like just like gather old clips. Yeah, like highlight reel. So I'm like, I knew how to use Sony Vegas, which was good, which was kind of like the saving grace of it. But I was like, fuck, dude, I don't have a demo reel. I don't have an agent that's been guiding me. I've literally just been representing myself this entirety of the time.
Independent.
Yeah, so I just had to go through, like, cut some, like, little shit up, and then ended up sending it over to them. And then, yeah, they called me back. They're like, yeah, dude, we want to fly you out to Madison Square Garden at the Hulu Theater. We want you to, like, present the draft. At first, they're like, we want you to analyze the draft. I'm like, oh, fucking easy, dude. I know so much about all these guys already. Because up at that point, I had been studying and been within the community for about a year, so I kind of knew who the top guys were, who the best ones. And so they ended up flying me out, and they're like, yeah, dude, you're just going to do analyst work. I was like, oh, fuck, dude, sweet.
Yeah.
I get there, like, no, you're hosting and you're analyzing.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I've never hosted a day in my life.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be like, oh, dude, no, I can't host. I just fucking embraced it. And that's the turning point of my entire life. That one of it. Remember we were talking about social media following and stuff?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
To the fucking moon.
That's where it went.
My Twitter app fucking broke because of how many like interactions I was getting of like people giving me props, dude. Because it was a 7-hour broadcast.
Oh my God.
With me leading the show with like 10-minute break in between 6 rounds.
Oh my God.
So not even like long break whatsoever. And the funniest thing, so I had this she's a former WNBA player. She works for the Pelicans now, named Swin Cash. She was with me, I think, the first 2 rounds. She didn't know anything really about 2K.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of like doing the heavy lifting, like trying to just tee her up for some easy stuff.
Yeah.
Then after that, they're like, okay, round 3, Ronnie 2K is going to join you. And I'm like, okay. And I said, what about the rest of the rounds? I said, just you. I'm like, no fucking way.
Wow.
So I go through, do it with Ronnie. Ronnie leaves. Round 4 starts. I get about halfway through the round. I'm doing fine. Like at this point, I'm on cruise control. The adrenaline's taking over.
That is so crazy, bro.
So yeah, I'm all
Just
good.
killing
And then
it.
they're like, at the end of that round, I said, Ronnie's going to join you for the rest of the show. I said, why? It was like, he wants to, but it's like, honestly, everyone feels bad you're doing this by yourself. It's bad planning on our part. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to say no to it.
Yeah.
So I had Ronnie up there until the end. And once it gets done, dude, I just remember just sitting back in my chair, just like, what the fuck is going on right now?
What did I just do?
I did 7 hours of this, and it felt like an hour.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel long at all. And just like, the amount of props. But yeah, at that point, I remember getting back to my hotel, like calling family, interacting with the people on Twitter and everything. And I got back home from Arizona, and the next week, they're like, we want to sign you for the first season. Which I had some contract bullshit going on with Call of Duty stuff too.
Yeah.
So that was a headache, but I was
Yeah.
like, dude, fuck this. I'm going straight out there. Because I knew that was the point where if I accepted this, I could start doing it full time. I wouldn't
sure.
have to work another job on the side.
For sure.
And so since then, I've never had to be like, oh, you know, I'm gonna go work a 9 to 5 while my off season's happening and do that. Now it's to the point where I'm like, I make enough money with the season that we have to where I can just kind of like coast till next season.
Yeah.
Or
Wow.
I mean, getting a lot more working out too, which is always good. But yeah.
So that was a huge turning point.
Literally
That was the switch.
yeah, I'd say it was that competition I did, like the American Idol thing, and that. But that one's the most important, just because it gave me that, like the vision that I had set out when I first started of being able to be like, dude, I don't have to fucking report to anybody. Like when I have a contract, I got a boss, but like I don't have to fucking worry about shit. You know,
Yeah.
How many seasons is it now? It's like 3, right?
coming up season 6.
Oh, damn. Oh,
Yeah.
shit,
6?
I was wrong.
yeah.
Wow.
6 seasons, bro.
Yeah.
And you've been doing it for what? 10
I've been
years?
doing it. So yeah, it was on my birthday on December 4th. It
God
was my 10-year
damn.
anniversary of broadcasting.
Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Appreciate it.
That is fucking
Oh,
wild. 10
amazing.
years of the grind, bro.
Yeah.
We talk about this
That's
because
pretty crazy.
one of the main reasons why we even started this podcast was just entrepreneurship, right? So, like,
Yeah.
I grew up in an entrepreneurship home. My mom and dad, right? They work for
Oh,
themselves.
yeah.
Garrett works for himself now. I kind of egged him on to do it. I'm like, hey, dude, like, you can do this, bro. Like,
Every day.
you can do this, and I'm in the works of doing it on my own right now. Like,
Yeah.
I still have a job, but eventually I'll be on my own. And like, dude, if it wasn't like growing up in that kind of shit and like believing in yourself, like you like who knows where the fuck you would be? Because think about it, dude. Like at one point there was nobody knew you.
Yeah.
Nobody. You didn't tell anybody, and you're just grinding it out, dude. Fucking 10 years of grinding it out.
Yeah.
Is where you're at right now.
So yeah, no, that's what's crazy too. Like it doesn't feel it's the 6th season of the league. Like I've seen kids come in,
6
and
years.
I say kids because like when I got into it, I was probably like what? So I'm 22, 23 years old. I've seen guys who are like 18 years old. Now 5 years down, I'm like, dude, it's been fucking 5 years. I've like watched these people go from these like little
Yeah.
fucking babies at the draft to like
Yeah.
now being like these adults. So it's always weird. But yeah, I mean, I think anybody always wants, like, you just want to be your own boss in a sense.
Yeah.
To where you don't have to report to anybody. I remember, like, Mark Cuban on Shark Tank. Now, I don't know if I would go to this extreme. He's like, I would rather make $70K working by myself than $500K working for somebody else. I'm like, well, $500K working for someone else is fucking good.
Dude, he just sent me that.
I literally just sent him that
like
the
2
other
days
day.
ago?
Yeah.
So, like, I always sit there, I look at that, I'm like, well, that's a bit extreme because it's $500K working for somebody. You bet your sweet ass I'm fucking doing it. But I understand, like, the concept of the quote and where it comes from, because it's great because you control everything on your own. And I was by myself doing it for so long, like, without an agent, that I, like, started getting used to doing, like, my own tax preparation. So when I send it to my accountant, like, it's all good to go. What I can and can't write off, booking my own flights, negotiations, like, all these little fucking things I never thought I would learn. So if I thankfully have a great agent now.
Oh, sure.
So, like, she's fucking awesome. So I don't have to worry about shit. But dude, every year I'd always have to stress, like, come negotiation time, I'm not a fucking authoritative person typically. So I'm like, oh, you want to pay me this? Fucking pay me this, asshole. Like, no. It's just never been, like, in my body to really do it. So, but if it ever comes down to it, I can. But it's just a lot of good experience. Became like just like a Swiss Army knife for it.
Hey,
for sure.
Dirk is the Russ of the fucking gaming world.
Yeah.
On his own, bro.
Yep.
Just do it independent. Started independent.
Yes.
Damn, dude. That's fucking crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
That is so crazy, bro.
How much, like, we've talked about this quite a bit. We've talked a lot about. Sorry, I'm, like, distracted over these dogs running.
What the fuck? Hey, shout out to the cave one time.
Shout out to the cave. They got all. I had to shut that TV off because it was blaring in our face.
The waitress, the bartender said it was football, but there ain't no football playing right now.
There's only, I think, the Vikings and Colts on that right there. I've been picking up at that.
All right. Dang.
What were you gonna say, Gary?
Where's the NBA games on over here?
Is there any NBA? I don't think so. No, it's too early. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not
Anyways,
Sunday.
what I was talking about. Oh, they play on Sundays. What I was talking about was the. We talk a lot about consistency, right?
Facts.
So if you're not, like you said earlier with your Twitter, you stopped for a little while, and you think that, like, kind of pumped the brakes, and it took a little while to get it going again. How important do you think that is for, like, the broadcasting, the lives, making sure you're going live every week or whatever the schedule is, to, like, staying growing?
Dude, taking a break, like, everyone always says, dude, you need to take a break. But if you work in the industry, you know taking a break is the worst thing you can do. And that's why it leads to so much burnout from streamers, from content creators, from broadcasters, because streaming specifically, like, so I did a challenge because I was getting back into streaming. I streamed every day in November. Best streaming month I've had in fucking years.
Yeah.
Damn.
I took a day break because of my sister's birthday to go to Chicago.
Yep.
I streamed December 2nd, the very next day, and all my numbers just fucking deflated.
Really?
Just went straight down.
That's so crazy.
And I was like, what the fuck? So, like, I did a birthday stream, started building back up. But ever since then, because, like, I've been traveling a little bit more, so I've had to take breaks.
Yeah.
The numbers just aren't the same.
Yeah.
So it's always so weird. So you always see, like, these streamers who are live every single day. It's because that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I say this to people all the time. You take a one-day break, it just crashes and fizzles out.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a massive streamer, you're fucking good.
Yeah.
Unless you
Yeah.
disappear for, like, a year or 2 years at a time, you're fine. From broadcasting, consistency's key because of, like, training the voice, right? What do they say? Like, voice is a muscle. It's like you always have to make sure it's adapt. So
For sure.
during the summer, I'm fucking, dude, I can go do karaoke. I can go work and my voice is fine. I sit here at a bar singing one song and I'm fucking like,
Tomorrow your voice
Really?
will be
yeah,
last.
dude, it's so, like, once you take that break to where you're not doing it, it's like I always try to do stuff in the off season to where, like, that's why streaming's so vital, because I'm using my voice all the time, different things. Like, when I would stream, I role play as, like, Borat on a GTA server. So I'm like, very nice. So I speak like this the entire time.
Yeah.
So it's like nonstop doing that. Awesome. So I'm like, oh, you know, it trains the voice a little bit. But yeah, that's why, even going to, like, some concerts, I was always wondering, like, Post Malone smokes cigarettes and drinks beer 24/7, and he's singing every day, and his voice never goes away.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, holy shit. And for me, I don't have a good. I go to events that are like drinking tea with honey, water. I'm like, bro, give me some fucking potato chips, give me a Diet Coke, give me an energy drink.
Yep.
I've been like somebody. I remember working with somebody and goes, dude, you're like the John Daly of fucking esports broadcasting. I was like, just minus a cigarette smoking, maybe a vape hit here and there, but that's. I was like, yeah, you're not wrong.
Damn,
I don't do all the. I've never in my life been. Oh, my voice is so raspy. Let me get tea and honey and do all that.
No,
I mean,
you don't
it's
need to.
been shot before.
Yeah.
But I've never used that as a remedy.
Damn.
That's
dude.
interesting. I know a lot of the guys I work with. I do a lot of broadcasting for racetracks, and like there's announcers that announce the race and all that stuff, and they always have just a pile of cough drops.
Yeah.
Cough drops.
Oh,
is
that
thing.
works?
Yeah, and they are. I mean, they'll have like 5 cough drops in one night.
It's just like you get the cough drop, and then when you stop speaking, you put it in a wrapper, and when you're in your break, you put it back in. If they do it just so like it basically just
like coats that area.
Yeah, what do you call it?
something.
Like voice lymph nodes? No, what? It just like coats the inside of your throat.
Got you.
So
Okay.
it's like that's why honey's so key because it sticks a little bit over there, so it doesn't. So that's why like, people do that. But yeah, I've never. I think I've turned to like trying to use honey one time because my dumbass like was. It was like end of season celebration, so we're like playing with the players, and I'm like screaming like "You're dog shit, you're fucking ass," and I lost my voice. And I had to record a bunch of voiceovers the next morning.
Oh shit!
And I remember waking up and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I can't record this. So like they immediately were like, just dude, get packets of honey, boom, get that in your system, and you'll be fine. It still wasn't. It was still raspy, but definitely not as bad. But yeah, it works out. So, but yeah, I've never in my life turned that way. I hope I never have to. I feel like I'm gonna get old, like truly old, if I turn to fucking tea, honey, and cough drops.
Yeah.
Damn.
Get my tea, ma'am.
Get my tea, man.
My throat's feeling a little raspy.
Let's pivot here to. I had a really good thing in mind.
I kind of wanted to know more
just
about
lost it
like
a little
NBA 2K League. I didn't know what it was, and I don't know if the viewers will know exactly what it is.
Yeah,
Can
let's
you
dive-
explain
let's dive
that
in.
just a little
Let's dive
bit? Like you talked about a draft.
Yeah. So I mean, it's literally just like it's NBA 2K the video game.
Yeah.
Just with like an NBA structure. So like the league. So like there's a whole draft process,
So there's
a
a draft
combine,
process
like
to like come play the video game.
Bro, you got to be that guy to be on a team.
It's basically like the NBA, but just for like the game instead of like playing on the court.
yeah. So it's
Wow.
literally that. It's like 5 versus 5. Everybody controls their own characters. So you got a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center.
Oh, okay.
So there's a whole qualifying
not
process.
switching players
No.
and-
So
That's
like there
crazy.
are tournaments in 2K like my team, which
Yeah.
is like do you control all 5 players on the court. But for this, yeah, it's just you go through the qualification process. If you qualify, you go to the interview process. You go to a combine. You play in a combine, and then the teams interview you for the draft. It's
That's
literally
crazy.
it's supposed to be
Straight
structured
up.
exactly how like the NBA one is.
That's
Straight up.
insane. How many like different teams like are there available? Is there as many as like?
Fuck, I should know this off the top of my head. I want to say 24 teams.
Oh, so I
Damn.
mean it's like about what the NBA.
So there's
is.
some NBA organizations, and then there's also like Gen G, which is an esports organization. The NBL just jumped in this past year, which if people don't know what that is, just the Australian Basketball League.
Oh, damn.
They jumped in. So it's like we haven't got every NBA franchise on board, but there's still like a majority of them. Like we don't have the Bulls, which sucks because that'd be so cool to have fucking the hometown
Bulls, yeah,
team like
for
right
sure,
here.
for sure.
Yeah,
But like, we got Milwaukee, got Indiana, you got the Mavs, Lakers. Like
So on NBA 2K, right?
yeah.
Is the name of the team on 2K the Bucks?
So they don't actually have them like in the game of 2K,
Gotcha,
right?
yeah.
But like in the league build mode, it's like a whole. It's still the same base of the game, but it's just different in terms of like the logos and stuff. So, like for example, we got the Milwaukee Bucks. It's Bucks Gaming.
Oh, gotcha.
Mavs Gaming.
Oh,
Lakers.
dope, dude.
Some of them are pretty like basic, but there's
Yeah.
like for the Brooklyn Nets, there's Nets Gaming Crew.
Yeah.
Hornets Venom GT. So like they add their own thing. Gen G Tigers of Shanghai is one of the
shit.
teams.
Is there a Celtics
yeah.
one?
Yeah, Celtics crossover game, which I've never really understood the crossover part. I'm assuming just like a little basketball reference in, but they got a dope logo.
Damn.
I always like their logos, but yeah, so it still like has ties to the actual NBA organization. Some just go like team name gaming, but some will like the Hornets Venom one. I think was dope when they first ever released
That
it.
sounds dope, dude.
Yeah.
Hornets Venom.
That is pretty dope.
Get stung up, bro.
That's cool. I
Get
didn't
stung
realize.
up, bro.
I mean, it's legit. Like
Yeah.
the NBA, but
Yeah.
just on a screen instead of on a court.
Yeah.
You got to be that guy
That's
to be
so
on a team.
crazy.
Dude, I tried out. I think the video you guys are talking about was my season 3 draft hopefuls
Bro,
videos
I
where you
was
said
gonna-
you saw the stream deck.
I was gonna bring that up. Like, walk us through like the whole drafting process.
Oh.
Like the not drafting. It is draft.
Yeah.
The draft
Yeah.
process and like, what were your thoughts going in it? Like, I know you had that video out on YouTube,
Yeah.
but I want to know like here right now, like your
Dude,
thoughts on it.
I was so pumped because kind of going into the same thing, like what was my motivation and what fueled me at the beginning.
For sure.
This fueled me so much because there's never in all of esports, I'm talking like CSGO, League of Legends, been a commentator who's been able to transition to playing. Usually it's like you're a player, then you go to commentating. It's how it always goes.
Even in real life, it's that
Oh,
way.
NFL. That's like everybody.
So I wanted to be the first. So that was like the one driving factor, dude. And I was fucking kicking ass during the entire process. Like, we went out. I flew out to DC, played my first ever tournament with my team. We ended up winning. The MVP got the spot, which was the point guard, of course. And then I went through the draft combine process and just went fucking berserk. Like I was like top ranked defensive, like all this other stuff. So I thought going into it, I was like, I'm fucking guaranteed.
Confident.
Yeah.
Confident.
I flew out. I sat there. I was at one of the very first tables with other top picks. So I'm like, dude, I'm probably like a second round pick is what it ended up being.
Your whole thought process is like, hey, I'm going to get drafted.
Oh, dude, I'm like, if I were to like bet money, if that was even possible, that I was going to get picked 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have put everything I have on it.
Yeah.
And so as the draft's going on, like I got, at the time, I think it was like 21 teams. I got interviewed by 13 of the teams.
Yeah.
So as it's like going on, I'm just like, okay, this is getting a little weird. Like what the fuck's happening? Fast forward, like sitting through 4 hours of not hearing your name called, it gets to that final pick. And I just remember, I actually confronted one of my, I didn't like confront him, but like a playful thing, because I wanted to know if he knew. He's one of my good friends. He plays for Gen G. His gamer tag's Feast. I sat there last year. I saw him for the first time like since COVID. I said to him, I was like, do you remember draft night? He goes, what do you mean? I said, you looked me dead in the eyes, and I thought you were going to announce me as the pick. And he goes, oh my fucking God, I thought you didn't see me look at you. Oh. Because they announced, this is the last pick of the draft, they announced somebody else. But he looked me dead in the eyes before the pick. And I thought he was gonna announce me, and he didn't. So I remember just like leaving, like holding it all in, because I was about to fucking cry my eyes out.
Bro,
people were tapping me, oh, best of luck. I'm like, I want to say respectfully, like, cool, but I was like, go fuck yourself. I don't want to speak to anybody.
Yeah.
So I remember like in the movies where they're like, Dan's in distress running out, taxi. I got a fucking taxi, dude. No one gets a fucking taxi anymore. So I got to my hotel and started like bawling my eyes out, like shut off my phone. And I was vlogging the entire thing too. It was like a build up to it. So this was funny. I'd never released a video after I went undrafted of me sitting there at the table talking. I forgot in my old SD card in the camera I use.
Yeah.
I pulled my camera off and I was scrolling through and looking, and I saw the video. And I watched it.
Recently or just like?
Literally 2 weeks ago.
Oh, damn.
I watched it, and I watched it in its entirety. And I was like, delete, burying that video. I was like, I'm not going back to that fucking stage or even going to it. I was like,
you don't need to.
I was like fucking upset. So I'm like, this team fucked me over. They promised this, they promised that. And I just remember it was this huge thing, because there are like even influencers and YouTubers who were like having my back. Like, how the fuck does he go through this whole process and go undrafted? This is bullshit.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. If you were killing it, you were killing it. How they not
There was
draft
just some
you?
players for some teams that wanted me to where they're like, I'm not playing with a broadcaster. Like that was like their main thing.
But you're
so
good.
crazy.
It's a stigma of like, if you're a commentator, you can't play the game.
Yeah.
Bro, but you're good. You're
Yeah.
good, though.
So I watched these guys for like 3 years, played with them, beat them, all this other stuff. But yeah, there was, I'm not playing with a guy who commentates the game.
Damn.
So I'm like, whatever. So I mean, it all worked out too, because like, I mean, if I did make it, who knows like what trajectory like my life would have went in at that point in
You're
time.
supposed to be where you're at.
supposed
right
to,
now.
yeah.
So like
Supposed to be where you're at.
it all ended up like working out. It sucked. Like, that was like the last in-person thing I went to before COVID ended up coming about in 2020.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was one of the happiest times of my life, and then quickly one of the happiest became the darkest point that I've been
dude.
at. Like since fucking high school, I would say.
Wow. Especially just like all the hopes, and you felt like you were up there.
The thing is that you're good.
Yeah.
And you've beat those people.
Yeah.
And then they're still like,
I'm like seeing people I know who suck at the game, who like
you're
aren't even in the
beating
league
them.
anymore, or something like that, and like beating them. It's like, whatever.
That's crazy.
So now it's like laugh and joke
dude.
about it. Like people bring it up, like, I'm sorry for bringing it up. Like, I don't give a fuck if you bring it up at this point. I was like, I could care less. Like, I knew how good I was. I know I could still pick up the game and probably still be just as good if I put in the time to it. But I'm like, it's not even, because people are always like, oh, do you ever see yourself trying to go pro again? I'm like, fuck no. Never a day in my life am I doing that.
Yeah.
from the outside looking in, I feel like your career has blossomed in the way that it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to step
wasn't
back into
supposed
that
to
realm,
happen.
dude. Like, yeah, your career is going in the way that it's supposed to be. You don't need to be going back to that.
No, it was,
you know?
the thing is too, like with how it all worked out, like people don't really, they thought that I was just kind of like putting a job to the side, and like, no, everything was on the line for me at that point. I told the league that I work for now, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to commentate anymore. I said, find somebody new. And so I completely, like, if that failed, I was ready to be like, shit, dude, I guess I just got to go fucking work.
Go work
like,
at Menards.
Yeah.
Go fucking
Take
ask
me
my
back.
job at Menards or something like that. So, but it got to that point, but thankfully they were like, we couldn't find a replacement. We wanted to fly out to New York. Like, literally as soon as I got home, like 3 days later, like, we want you to come out to New York for a meeting and then talk to everything. I kind of like, the main reason like trying to become a player is that there was some frustrations like in the offseason not getting paid.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I wanted some opportunity to try to make some money. And they're like, dude, if that's all it took, you should have just said that. I'm like, well, it didn't. So now it's like everything's all good. So they treat me so well now, like with everything that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that season 3 year was just it was a really weird time.
It was rough.
Yeah, it was strange.
That's interesting.
So you're season 6. Is it coming up or like?
Yeah, it'll come up in I don't know if I could say this. First quarter.
First quarter.
Next year.
Whenever I never know when first quarter is.
Neither do I, but it just sounds fancy when you say it. I just know it's within the first like 5 months, 4 months or something.
Yeah.
So
So it's a we can clarify and agree that you're still going to be doing the commentating on the NBA 2K.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully into maybe like last year I because usually I do like the color commentary, like analyst stuff.
Yep.
But this past year I got to do like play-by-play for 3 versus 3 mode that we do.
Oh.
So I'm like kind of like fingers crossed, hoping like maybe get that in 5 versus 5 too, because that's where all the cool shit happens.
Oh yeah,
so,
for sure.
But yeah, I just want to advance. I want to go like forward. I don't want to just be stuck in one position and just like sit there. I want to be able to do as much as I can.
Very
all
versatile.
the time.
Yeah.
Dude.
So give us a little insight. I saw a bunch of stuff on your Instagram about DraftKings.
Yeah.
What's going on with that right now that you are involved in?
Yeah, how did you get in that?
I want to know
like,
the scoop.
Yeah, bro, because that shit, obviously, like, I wanted to do this podcast with you, right?
Yeah.
Because the shit you're doing is fucking. It's not average, bro. Like,
No.
it's not. People don't normally do that shit, right? So, yeah, how did that even come about, bro? Like, how are you feeling about it? Like, how is it traveling? Like, all that stuff, bro. I just want to know all of it, man.
Dude, the DraftKings thing was so weird because like I get so many spam emails and
So do I, and it's usually like, hey, you bet way too much. Like,
You're like, oh yeah, you're
but
drafted.
the thing is,
Delete.
so the way it works, like DraftKings hires a production company to like basically put all this on.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And so I got an email, and it looked like the fakest fucking email I've ever seen in my life. Like, instead of like addressing it as like, hey Dirk, comma, or hey Jamie, commas, hey Dirk _JDR.
Oh,
Like, what the fuck?
is that your Twitter?
Yeah, that's like my handle, but like nobody puts that in the email.
Yeah,
that's weird.
So
Spam out the gate.
first I saw that. It's like, oh, I'm with DraftKings, have this opportunity to do this and blah, blah, blah. So immediately I'm like, this is so dope if it's real. Send it to my agent. I'm like, can you try to like do some research and
Verify,
see what's going on?
Yeah.
So I started doing like my own digging. The company that's out there hiring works with like Nike, Gatorade, like all this stuff to do their projects. And so my agent emailed him back, and they responded like in 10 minutes.
Oh, damn. They're
Like,
waiting.
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we want to pay him. We want him to come out here. Like, this is the scope of the project and all that. She goes, do you want to do it? It's like, yeah, like why not? So that's how it all started. And so now I have this ongoing joke with the guy who ended up emailing me. I was like, dude, it looks like the fakest email I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Spammy looking mother.
And he was like, well, what do you mean? I was like, dude, you call me Dirk _JDR. Like that's just like, it's just like weird.
Yeah.
And so he sits there and we start having that conversation. And so we go in there, and I didn't know who anybody was that I was working with. Set Free, like meeting him for the first time. So that's why I felt bad, because it was so last minute too. So I'm going in doing all this stuff, but I don't know who the fuck anyone is.
Yeah.
And because I'm not the most, when I say like I am a gamer nerd, I am so out of touch with everything.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
to like Set Free, so I start looking him up. I'm like, dude, this guy's doing some dope shit.
Yeah.
Jadakiss.
Bruh, Jadakiss?
Didn't know who Jadakiss was.
Like,
And what-
well-renowned rapper, bro. I love music.
What does
I know
my
that.
nervous ass do? I sit there. I'm just like, I was like, Jada. He says, Dirk, what's going on, man? I said, Jada. I was like, I hope you don't find this disrespectful. It's like, I didn't know who anybody was. Like, that's all good, man. It's like, I'm like a New York guy. That's
Bro,
why.
is he chill?
Dude, fucking all of them.
Bro.
Every single one of them.
He was
That's
he was in
awesome.
I don't know if you know this, Gary, but he was in a group called The Locks, right?
The Locks.
The Locks. That's there was like a 90s rap group, right?
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard of P. Diddy or Puff
Oh yeah,
Daddy?
yeah.
He tried to sign The Locks, which had Jadakiss in it,
Uh huh.
and they couldn't promote it because they were so like street dudes. Right?
Oh yeah.
And like, dude, he had like this crazy career, and then I'm like, yo, Jamie's with Jadakiss.
Yeah.
Like, what the
That's
fuck
so
is this?
crazy.
Dude, the funniest shit though is that like everybody from New York knows who he was. Like, there's still some people I talk to and like, I don't really know him.
Yeah,
But my agent was going fucking crazy because she's lived in New York for like 8 years. Like,
Bro,
anybody
it's
that's a part of the league
It's like
that's
history.
from there. Yeah.
It's like history in New York.
And so it was fun like chopping up with him. Don C.
Don C. Yeah, for sure.
I got to meet him for the first time.
For
And a
sure.
girl named Danielle who does some like betting stuff. Like, I think it's a company called VSIM. It was like a partner with DraftKings.
Yeah.
So it's like the starting fives, like the concept. So we each specialize in one thing.
That's-
Set Free's like the host all around.
Yep.
I'm gaming. She's betting. Jada's music, and then Don C's fashion.
Oh, so it's like a collective.
Oh.
It's all a collective.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
See,
dope.
when I was watching it, I was thinking like, oh, Jadakiss is just like a like a feature on this episode.
No, so
but it's
he's-
like a collective.
Yeah,
like
so
you guys are a team.
That's like it's like the starting 5. So like that's who it all is.
That's dope, bro.
So yeah, we like everyone just specializes in their own little things that they do. But it's hard to tell too because like the clips you see, it's all cut up from like a 45 minute conversation, but they just pull some things and sell it to people to go through.
For sure.
So yeah, but like I mean, Jada's got drip. He can rap. It doesn't know. Like that's the funny thing is like I'm just the odd one out because it's gaming.
Anything about gaming.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I'm the odd one out entirely because it's about gaming. None of them know shit about gaming.
Have you tried to teach anybody that's come on to game?
Yeah, so we had the first time we were shooting, we actually were doing intros and stuff like that. So I told them like what I specialize in is like controlling one player.
Yeah.
And so we got the entire group that we had. So it was King Saladin, Jada Kiss, myself, Set Free, and then there was one. No, was there one other person? There was one other person. I can't remember who it was. But we all loaded up because they're all from the big Philly fans.
Oh yeah.
So
for sure.
we load up as Philly and we're playing against like the Celtics AI, just like beating the shit. I'm like using Joel Embiid and just like beating the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So like the cool part about it is too is that they're all very low ego people for the stature that they're at.
For sure.
And like their faces when I talk about gaming is so fucking funny because they're mind blown.
They're just
they don't know.
That's
There's
us
like
right now, dude.
they literally sit there. They're like, damn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, every single time with their reaction. So they're all cool though, but like they sit there play. I mean, they play video games sometimes too. Like they'll play Madden, stuff like that.
dude,
Maybe some 2K.
for sure.
But that's the dope concept of the show is that everybody like I can only really dabble into gaming and basketball. Like that's all I can really do.
Yeah.
But everybody else is so versed in like somebody walks in and we did a special shoot with like for the new Jordan releases with the
Dave
11s.
East.
With Dave East.
Yeah.
So I was there with them. That was like an emergency. It was like, we need to fly him out in like the next 24 hours. I'm like, fuck, the fuck is going on? Like, Jordan 11's the red cherries.
Yeah.
And
Garrett knows I'm a shoe head too.
Oh my god.
I'm a shoe head.
So they were sitting
I got
there.
the dunks on right now.
Yeah, they had Dave East, Buddha's a producer, and then a girl named, I think his name's Tara, who's also like a big sneakerhead, and then me and Set Free, and he pulls out this fucking box of shoes like 2 weeks before release.
Yeah.
And like hands them out to him and everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool how everybody can kind of dabble and mesh, but they're like naming off these shoes. They're like, they asked me like, Dirk, what's your top 5 favorite shoes of all time? I honestly was like, dude, I don't know fucking 5 shoes. I don't wear like fancy shoes. I said I got Yeezys.
I got Vans,
Air Forces.
some Vans.
Yeah, like I don't go out there and get like the Jordan 1s, the Jordan. Like, I just never been big into that.
Yeah.
But they're like naming off the Space Jams and
bro.
this and that. And I'm like, what?
Bro, Garrett was with me. I drove like 45 minutes. I paid this dude like $250
This guy
to
in
buy these
shoes,
fucking
dude.
like Jordan
Dude.
11s. Dude.
Collections people have
Oh
though,
my
or
God.
like I'm trying to dabble into a little bit more just
Bro.
so I can like amplify my like shoe game when I'm on camera.
Dude,
Yeah.
But-
a shoe game, like having a good shoe is like having a nice pair of wheels on your car.
Oh yeah.
That's the
It's like
easiest way I
rims.
can describe
And
it.
I don't know if it's becoming like not socially acceptable to wear Yeezys anymore because Ye's off the deep end.
You know
so.
what? But here's the thing, though. Anybody that doesn't want the Yeezys, hand them to me. I'll buy those because in
or
about
me too because
Yeah.
that's all I really wear.
in about a year, y'all are gonna forget what he's saying, and
Yeah.
the Yeezys are gonna go back up in price.
Oh,
yeah,
for
that,
sure.
I mean that's
100%.
I
literally
feel like he's done this before anyways. Like
dude.
stuff goes up and down.
100%.
it's literally the only shoe like I ever like on camera. I'll wear some like Air Forces or it's probably Yeezys.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
I want to buy a pair of Yeezys, and I don't know. Are they that comfortable?
Dude, most comfortable shoe I've ever worn.
Are they
That's
pretty true to
crazy.
size?
Yeah.
So like if you're a 10, you got to buy a Yeezy 10.
You might have a little wiggle room because
Little
like the
wiggle room.
meshing of it or like the texture that's on the outside
Yeah.
stretches a little bit.
Stretches a little bit.
But yeah, that's like I used to hate Yeezys.
Oh, really?
I used to dude. I thought they were the ugliest fucking thing in the world.
That's kinda where I'm
until
at.
until I put a pair on. I'm like, dude, these are so comfortable.
Really?
I don't know if you remember it was like the Adidas. Like they were like a running shoe, but they were like the Adidas. Fuck, I can't remember the name of them. But I used to have those and used to wear them because they were so comfortable and they looked dope too.
Yeah.
Wait, were back in the day?
They were like the foam bottoms on them.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They had what the fuck are they called? I know I can see them.
Everyone used to wear them. They used to wear the
Yeah.
all white
I
ones.
was
Yeah,
gonna say,
all
I
white
think I
ones.
had
Yeah.
a pair of those.
Yeah,
So-
I think you did too. Yeah.
So yeah, but once I was like, dude, nothing's gonna match the comfort of the shoe. But I was like,
Yeah.
maybe let me try on a Yeezy one time.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is so fucking ugly.
Where'd you get them at?
See, my first pair of Yeezys.
Jamie's flexing right now.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got
it was-
multiple pairs.
I
Let's
had-
see.
I have-
second one.
I got three.
Hey, he said he wasn't in the shoes. He's got like 3 or 4 pairs.
I got 3 pairs of them. So like, I did it through one of those drops, like Yeezy Mafia.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think is what it
yeah.
was.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
I did it through one of those, and it's like if they're more popular, they're gonna be impossible to get. But the ones that people
sure.
are like kind of meh.
For sure.
So I can't remember the ones I got, but they were like dark grayish white. And so I wore those for a while, but the thing I hate about shoes, especially when they're white, is that they get dirty so fucking
fast,
easy.
Bro.
Right away.
And so I got those,
So
and they
fast.
became trashed immediately. So I'm like, whatever. And I was like, I saw Yeezy Earths, which are just all brown.
Yeah.
And so I got those, and I was like, damn, I don't know fashion. What the fuck can I wear these with? So I literally I started wearing them probably like this past summer because I like they've just been sitting in a box.
Yeah.
And then they released they weren't like the all white Yeezys. I can't remember the name of them. I think they were like the Stone. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But they were like basically all white, and so those are my favorite pairs.
Yeah.
But like I said,
They get dirty, bro.
they're just completely trashed now.
You-
Special
when
events.
you go down set, you got to take them out of your bag and then put them on, and then
it's
put them back in the
literally
bag.
got to be stuff that
Dude.
I can't like. I remember making the mistake of wearing them out here one time in the cave, and I was like, "Fuck."
No.
I made it. I was like, "God damn it, I fucked up."
I wore mine today because I knew nobody was gonna be here when we
Yeah.
got here. But besides that, dude,
That's why you were tiptoeing in and out of the doors.
yeah, bro, and there's snow outside. I don't want to. These are like, I don't want to get these dirty, bro.
But yeah, so I'm trying to dabble into it more. Like I have a pair of Jordans that like through work.
Which ones you got?
They're Jordan 1s, and they're reflective with letters on them. I
got
don't
you.
know what they are. But I got
High-
those.
high tops or low tops?
High tops.
You like the high tops?
I've never been able to pair them with anything.
Dude, but like high top shoes, to me, in my opinion, right? Like you got to be like a certain kind of guy to wear like a high top shoe.
Yeah.
I like the low tops because it's just like a regular shoe. You just fold your jeans up
Slip
if you want
in and
to.
out.
Yeah, just
Well,
fold.
that's why like I was trying to actually the shoot that we were just at. I was wearing like all black, and I was gonna put the Jordans
I
on.
fuck with that bomber jacket you were wearing too with the Yeezys on one.
Bomber jacket.
And like a black bomber jacket or like a green bomber jacket. And one of the it wasn't a.
Oh shit! There was a 2K
Yeah, it
on
was a
stage.
2K. Yeah, I could peep it.
I went on Amazon. Got a little $20 bomber
Bro,
jacket.
I bought a green bomber jacket at Walmart for $10.
Yeah.
Nobody knew where it was from. It's how you gotta wear it.
That's
That's
like
dope.
that's the thing too about like when you're working on camera. Like the sponsor of the league is Champion. So like you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
wear.
Oh.
You're gonna wear non-branded stuff. So that's
sure,
why the
for
bomber
sure.
jackets work. 'Cause it's just plain black, nothing
sure.
else.
sure.
But yeah, no. I was gonna wear the Jordans, but the jeans I'm wearing are very skinny, and I put them on. Like they're like nice, but I looked in the mirror and I'm like,
I
what
look
the
kinda
fuck?
weird.
I was like,
It's like,
Hey,
sucks.
you can't go wrong with Air Force Ones though.
yo,
Right.
dude.
Air Force
Yeah.
Ones. Can't go wrong.
Never.
And the thing is, like when I was talking, Dave East was talking about it, and he
Hey,
goes,
New York people love Air Force
dude,
Ones.
he sat there. He goes, man, I got a pair of Air Forces for like every day.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
like, I
dude.
have a thing. Like, if I wear one to a show, I'm throwing them away.
100%.
If I like go like grocery shopping, I might wear them twice.
Yeah.
But if I'm at like a club, one time gone.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Dude, it's
He said he had a closet full of just
yeah,
Air
dude.
Forces.
When I bought my Air Forces, I
Yeah.
bought them for like 99, maybe like $100.
yeah.
So they're not like cheap by any means, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine you have a pair, let's say for the month, a new one every day. That's a lot of money.
That's a
dude.
lot
Yeah.
of money
Lot of
stacking
money.
up right there.
But that's also Dave East.
Yeah.
Dave East got
Oh,
money to do
yeah,
that kind
you're
of
right,
shit.
you're
Right. No, I'm gonna wear mine till they're busted and crusted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're like falling off your feet.
Yeah, but damn, bro.
That's cool.
The cool thing I think also about like seeing you reach success too, right? Because I know we went to school together.
Yeah.
So like seeing you, like knowing you from school and then seeing you be where you're at is so dope to me, dude. Because like it just shows that like you never gave up.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure there was times like you mentioned where it was dark, but like, bro, you're like doing some shit right now, and like maybe you're used to it right now because like that's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But like you have to remember that like this shit is not normal, bro.
Yeah.
No.
There's like normal 90% of these people in this bar, including us, have like a fucking 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And like, dude, you're like flying to New York and you're doing these kinds of things, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I want to remind you, like, this shit is crazy.
Well, I appreciate it. Well,
It's crazy, bro.
I appreciate
and
that,
I'm,
too,
And I'm
because-
happy because, like, bro, no one else
It's
is doing
awesome
it.
to see it, really.
The funniest thing about this, like, obviously, like, we used to go to Swedish Pancake all the time
Yeah,
when we
all
first
the
moved
time,
here.
for
So, like,
sure.
you've known me since, like, day
Yeah.
zero,
Bro,
and
from the-
almond with the sunrise, like, day zero.
I know him from UK days, bro.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Literally, like, from one of the first times I remember we used to go to, like, Swedish and Sunrise, like, alternate
For sure.
back and
Alternate,
forth,
yeah.
24/7, like,
Yeah.
going to eat.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
And, like, me and him were in the same grade. Almond's, like, a couple years younger.
2 years
than-
younger, I think. Yeah, for sure.
So I appreciate that. I mean, it's unique. That's what
it's
I like
unique,
about
bro.
it. It's
Yeah.
always fun to like tell the story when somebody's like actually genuinely interested in
Oh,
it.
100%,
to like give like the
bro.
breakdown of what everything is, because especially now, like this is the first time ever I'm venturing out into doing sponsored. Like I've never done anything like this DraftKings thing I'm doing now. It's always just been traditional broadcasting stuff.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see because I feel like that's the market you want to be in. You want to be in sponsored opportunities because that's where the money's at.
And you never know where that will lead you into the next thing and the next
100%.
thing. And like it's just always got to be upping that resume.
Oh, 100%. I think it's dope too, bro. Like the starting five. You, right? Like we live in the Midwest, right?
Yeah.
So like the biggest metropolitan area is Chicago, right? We're like 2 hours away, like an hour and a half, depending on where you're at. And like we're not really in like the Chicago realm of things, right? Like so, like you're in the starting five. You're in the is it Brooklyn? Where's it shot? Is it Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Brooklyn, New York. You get to see, bro, like the mesh of people and like the culture.
Yeah.
Right? You like you mentioned it, like you got a girl that's doing the betting. You're the esports guy. Like you have Jadakiss, who's a rapper who's in the music business. And then the main guy who like owns this
fashion.
The compound of the starting five, right? Like you get to see how it all works, bro. Like you get to see how it meshes together. Like I remember I would like listen to music, bro, and there'd be sports references. Like it all referenced itself together. One way or another. And like it's so dope that you guys are able to become a team and like put it together.
Yeah,
and, like,
right?
People can watch these like little short clips, or eventually I think maybe they'll release the whole episode on the like YouTube YouTube channel, but it's just dope, bro. Like it all intertwines, whether people want to like see it or not. It literally all just intertwines together, dude.
It's
like,
the funniest shit too because I made the mistake one time of saying it to the wrong person, like I'm from Chicago. Like this is the early stages. And they go, oh, where from?
Yeah.
I said, oh, like out by Rockford. They go, that's not Chicago.
Yeah.
And they go down, so don't say you're from Chicago if you're from here. So I'm like, fuck this, dude. I'm just gonna start saying I'm from Byron.
Yeah.
And then break it down from there. Do you know where Rockford is? Oh, you don't know where Rockford is? Chicago's the next biggest city.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
So like to them, they'll be like, oh, where are you from? I was like, I'm from Byron. They go, oh, like, where's that? I said, oh, like, do you know where Rockford is? They go, yeah, Virgil, Freddie V.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I'm literally like 20 minutes away from there. And they go, oh, shit, that's dope. I live in Milwaukee. I live in Chicago. I live in Naperville. Like, start naming off these places. But yeah, I just go full throttle with, like, the funniest thing is during broadcasting, they just have this ongoing joke about Byron because we don't have DoorDash, we don't have Uber Eats, like we have nothing here.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Other than like the bars, restaurants, and things along those lines.
Oh yeah, we don't have
so
shit.
they always make fun of me for it because like DoorDash is one of the sponsors of the league the past couple of years, and I can't
even use it.
Yeah, I did a DoorDash endorsement, and I said to my agent, I'm like, I don't have to like order DoorDash to my house or anything, right? Because like I live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's not DoorDash's fault that it's not here. It's just there's not shit for me. They're like, no, you're good. Just got to do that. So there's always this fun like ongoing joke about being in this small town, but then everyone's like, are you gonna move? I'm like, why the fuck? I won't move unless I absolutely have to move. But yeah.
Stay tuned as part number 2 of this podcast drops on Friday the 23rd. Here are some clips from that video.
I gotta ask you this question, bro, before I forget it. I just saw you did an episode with the Bing Bong guy.
Oh my fucking god, Nems.
Bro, I know you made a TikTok on the front. So you didn't see it yesterday. But
What?
So there's a sign that says "Welcome to Byron."
Yeah.
Right. And you know the Bing Bong guy.
Yeah.
He walks up to the guy. He's like, "Hey, yo, Byron."
Yeah.
Right. Jamie made a TikTok saying the same shit.
So I asked my agent, I said to her, I was like, who are the guests for this week? And so she sends me them all. And it was like, we got JJ Redick, and I'm like, dope.
Yeah, JJ.
And I see Nems. I'm like, why does his name sound so familiar? I look it up. I was like, that's just a Bing Bong dude. So fuck your life.
Yeah, fuck your life.
And so I sit there, and the funniest thing is, I made all those TikToks, right? Like I remember getting my hair done, seeing the Welcome to Byron thing, content idea. I'm like, let me film this real quick.
Yeah.
Like, who's the president? Byron. And I remember filming another one where it's like, what do you want to tell Joe Byron right now? I was like, bring me to the White House, baby. He's like, he's kissing a cop car. I remember there was a cop car parked out front of there one time during bar closed. I ran out to the cop car and gave it a kiss.